Oh, are we all back? Allegedly, have we lost anybody I mean, not died, obviously, just. It happens. No, that's good, so you all come back, that's brilliant. So, what's happened since the last gig? We've got a new Prime Minister, and I've got nothing on him yet.
He's an Everton fan, that's all that matters.
He's what?
He's an Everton fan, that's all.
Oh, he's an Everton fan.
He's sounding like...
I've got to be honest, I don't really follow politics that much, but I was a little bit surprised. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, with the Tory manifesto, when part of that manifesto was they were talking of bringing back national service for 18 to 24-year-olds. And I've got to be honest, at my age, I thought that's a fucking brilliant idea. Suits me down to the ground, but I thought they're just alienating. You know, that percentage of 18 to 24-year-olds, they're not gonna vote Tory.
Don't vote anyway.
No, but then I thought actually they're not bothered about them. They're just aiming at the rest of us who definitely would vote Tory, if only to see the smug smiles wiped off those 18 to 24-year-old faces. So actually, I thought it was a brilliant move. But then when I looked into it a little bit more closely, it wasn't just the fact that there was going to be an opportunity for national service in like the Army or the Navy. There was other areas that 18 to 24-year-olds could go into. If they wanted to, they could go and get some work experience with the police in all sorts of different units. And I thought, can you imagine 19-year-old Darryl from Matsing being in charge of a drug sniffer dog? He would have thought he died and gone to fucking heaven, wouldn't he? That's, again, I really thought that would go down far better. I'm just absorbing it. Yeah. I'm going to go home and cry tonight. Go on. Dawn mentioned Slimming World, and I joined Slimming World last year. I gave it a try. It was a result of something I overheard my wife say when she had the girls round for book club. That's a very loose description. The girls, they're not a 60-year-old plus women book club. I've never seen or heard them read a book. Just wine. That's exactly. And it was just something I overheard her say, which was this. Talked to friends, and I overheard her say, "My Nick's body disgusts me. He's like an egg on legs." And I said, "I am still in the fucking room." But she suggested I join Slimming World, and I went along, and I gave it a go. And it was a little infant school, literally 2 minutes walk from our house. And I went in, and there was another lady there, another new lady. She said, "Well, you starting tonight?" I went, "Yeah." And then she said, "Is your name Nick?" I went, "Yeah, why?" And then she said those 6 words that no bloke ever really wants to hear. "You don't remember me, do you?" And I'm looking at her thinking, I know I was desperate in the 80s, but surely... Oh, Jesus. And then she rescued me. She said, "You used to work in recruitment, I was one of your temps." Oh, thank God for that. And this lady came up, Chris said, "Hi, I'm Chris, I'm your counsellor." I thought, I don't want counselling, I just need to basically stop eating. She said, "If you want to go and join the lines over there," and there was 2 lines, predominantly of women, waiting to be weighed by these 2 smug-looking stick insects at the end of the line with badges like Super Slimmer and Slimmer of the Month. And I'm waiting, and the lady in front of me, her shoulders are going up and down, and she's sobbing. I said, "Are you alright?" She said, "No, not really." I said, "What's up?" She said, "I've tried really hard this week." And I'm looking at her thinking, nah. Clearly you haven't. "What have you done?" "I walked right to the top of Robin's Wood Hill." So that's brilliant, which is a local beauty spot for those who don't know. So I walked all the way down again. I said, well, that's excellent, so why are you crying? There's a chip shop at the bottom. Oh, bless her. So Chris came over, and these women, I didn't realise, they shout, you wait out. They shout how heavy or whatever you've lost that week. It was like really embarrassing. And we went and sat down. Chris said, take a seat. And I'm looking down, this was an infant school. There were these little tiny plastic chairs. And I thought, this isn't going to end well. It didn't. I got stuck in one. It was bloody embarrassing. And then Chris said, right, what we're going to do now, he said, and there's no right or wrong answers. So as me and my new friend said, just say, when I ask you the question, just say the first thing that comes into your head. All right, Nick, do you want to go first? Yeah, I'll go first. He said, so out of anybody in the world, anybody at all, whose body do you most admire? And I don't know where it came from to this day. I just said, Tom Daly. And my new friend just looked at me and said, I didn't know you were. I said, I'm not. And I've not been back, so there you go. Well, I'm keeping the Cineworld bit in, fuck you. So listen, are you ready for your final act of the evening? Yeah. So, wait. This young man will tell you all about himself, and I'm sure his connections with this building. I've gigged with him many a time. He's a great stand-up, he's a fantastic music man, he's a wise musician. No, he is, he's brilliant. Please make him very welcome, Duncan Oakley.